And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. It is a TGIF version, of course, another show and the end of a week. And we're just about 9 or 10 days now from being in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. It is springtime, welcoming in the spring weather. And I guess the time change is on the 12th. I guess we lose the hour of sleep, but we get the spring forward back. And of course, with that, is going to bring another great month of March here, another great list of shows. And Nashville's made possible by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at Honky Tonk Texas out of Silsbee. And, of course, out there, too, as well, our good friends at Gentle Ben Spirit. So pleased to welcome into the show as we end the week on a high note. As always, Texas country music we're going to talk a lot about. Our good friend Aaron Watson back here on the program here inside the Backstage Pass. And, Aaron, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, Brandon. Hey, thanks for having me.
Man, appreciate you being with us, too. And like I said, I know you guys are getting ready for some big shows coming up this weekend. And I guess, for the floodgates kind of opening now for a lot of artists. And it's good to see people back on stage and, doing what they were born to do. And I think it's just great to see crowds out there again. I know you guys will be busy with Grand Junction, of course. And I know Navasota this weekend with some big shows. Talk about just what it's like to be back out there again and doing this now with consecutive weeks, not having to do one show every now and then. But it's good to, COVID's kind of subsided, I guess, enough now to put you guys back out there full time.
Yeah, well, I really didn't play by the rules. So, I did what the government said for 3 or 4 months, remember the whole flattening out the curve and all this and that. And, and at some point, in 2020, I think I still played over maybe 100 shows. Mm-hmm. That was my deal, is at some point after we took 4 months off, I was like, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And we were still very respectful about it. We played a lot of outdoor venues where people could stay far apart. But, I was kind of like, I think that I was done with it. I think then after, I saw I don't remember what year. Well, I think it was that year where that mm-hmm. fall, one of the California basketball teams won the championship, and there was 40,000 people there, all packed together. And I was like, they can do that, but I can't play a little dance hall, and that's where, mm-hmm. And I think that's the kind of the beauty of being in Texas. We're blessed mm-hmm. with just, a lot of wonderful venues that were able to kind of reconfigure their venues so that we could work and also be respectful of, everyone's mm-hmm. well-being. And, but it's definitely nice that the rest of the country is coming back around. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is. And it's good to see, events like a country radio seminar going on here. We'll be in Nashville for 5 or 6 days there next week doing our thing. And I think just meeting people in person. Yeah, just seeing people in person, having the old conversations, talking music, listening to music, and having people sing again. I got to go see a Shenandoah there a couple of weeks ago in Lake Charles. They nailed it out of the park too. And I think I was back in my comfort zone. You feel like you're in your comfort zone again?
Oh yeah, I do. I was kind of made to do this, I think I got about 3,000 shows under my belt. So when all of a sudden one day I wasn't able to play shows, that was a weird, and I was fine, but it was kind of funny. I was sitting there, on a Friday and a Saturday night going, just kind of like, but I wrote a lot of songs. I found ways to stay busy. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of work. There's just, one door closes, you got to find another one to open up. And I made a lot of great memories with my kids and stuff like mm-hmm. that. And, wrote a lot of songs that will be put in the future.
You did, and I'll say this. I wanted to jump on the latest album you guys put out with Unwanted Man, which I thought was another great side. You guys showed 11 great songs there. You guys have ridden that, quite a bit now. It's been out there across all the digital platforms. Great job on it. Cheap Seats, I thought, was really awesome. The Old Man Said really told a great story. no doubt. And then Dancing Around the Truth, talk about the album and kind of hit on some of the highlights and some of the things that are out there right now, making this a strong record.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, I wrote most of those songs during the pandemic and recorded all the vocals there in my wife's closet. Apparently, purses and clothes make for a good sound booth, you know, and it's been fun putting it out. I mean, we're, you know, once I've put out a record, I'm kind of done with it. I think my team gets a little bit frustrated with that, but I'm kind of on to writing the next one, you know. But the support that we've gotten with that Unwanted Man record has just been, it's been a ton of fun. I mean, it's just, you know, I love every show we play. It doesn't matter if I'm playing in front of 50,000 people or, you know, playing Green Hall in front of 500 people. I love it. I love playing music. Love singing the songs that I write. You know, I think I got a way better perception with everything that's gone on. I look at things better, more differently, with got a better point of view now after the pandemic and after the surgery I had on my vocal cords. It's kind of like every night I get up on that stage, I'm like, oh man, what a blessing. Like, I'm blessed that I get to do this, that I can work, that I can do what I love. So well, I matured a little bit. I don't know what I don't know what my maturity level is at this point. Maybe around 18 or 19, but I'm coming around, you know.
Yeah, and like you said, this album has a little bit of everything for someone out there, young, old. But this song took me back to, because I recently lost my grandma in 2019 in that fall. I lost my grandpa when I was really young. But this song, The Old Man Said, you guys have been getting some rave reviews on this, and it really speaks volume to the writing behind it. Like you said, you wrote a lot of the songs on this album too, and Manic told a story. Where was the idea for this one? And I love beginning, middle, end, everything about this song.
Yeah, it's a true story. I wrote this song, but I don't really feel like I wrote the song. There was an old man that I was friends with. His name was Pete Pugh, and Mr. Pete kind of took me under his wing. He was like a granddad to me, and I hung out with him a lot in college. You know, my buddies would be going out on a Friday night, and Mr. Pete would invite me over for dinner with he and his wife, Dorothy, and I never could tell him no. And so our friendship, we had a wonderful friendship, and I graduated from college and got married, and we still would hang out, you know, and visit a lot. And then he had a stroke about I don't know, maybe a month before my wife gave birth to our first baby, which is my son Jake. And Mr. Pete, literally, you know, a week before Jake was born, he called me up and said, "Hey, will you come over to the house? There's some things I need to talk to you about." And I went over there, and me and him, we had one last cup of coffee together, and he just poured his heart out to me, and shared so much with me about what it meant to be a dad. And I remember I cried all the way home. And Mr. Pete, literally, he passed away just really a few hours before my son Jake was born. And I tried to write. I started that song like 17 years ago. And I just couldn't get it right. And it took me years reworking it, because I just wanted it to be special, to honor him but I knew that his family would hear this song. I wanted it to be special. I wasn't thinking about radio or streams or record sales. I just wanted to make it a special song for his family. And man, that's one, you know, I've written a lot of songs that I've, you know, hindsight, I'm kind of like, oof, I don't like that one. But that's one I'd hang my hat on, you know, and I can't sing it live. You know, I get all like Hallmark Channel up there, you know, I get all emotional. But that's a really special song, man. That's got great feedback. A lot of people tell me that song has done a lot for them. You know, just bringing back good memories but it was a fun song to get to honor Pete and to share his words. So really, Pete's kind of he's a co-writer with me with his words that he shared with me.
You can't beat that. Like I said, the song's meant to do that for people, and that's why it had so much of an effect on me. I'll admit, like I said, I'm a strong guy here and there too, but every dog has its day, and you get a little emotional with something like that too, that speaks from the heart and tells a story. And I wanted to put this out here. You guys are in Royse City tonight in Southern Junction out there too. I said Grand Junction earlier. I was thinking about a town in Canada, but Southern Junction in Royse City, Texas. And then tomorrow, the big show's coming up this weekend. My friend called me. She's going to the Texas Birthday Bash in Navasota coming up tomorrow. And then March 10th, Texas Live in Arlington, Texas, March the 10th. Always just some fun towns. And then you got Rodeo Austin coming up there in Austin, Texas. So you guys can check out more of that, AaronWatson.com. We got to do our first time out here with Aaron. We'll come back, talk about some more songs on the album Unwanted Man here. It is the Backstage Pass presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas in Silsbee, and, of course, Gentle Ben Spirits. More with Aaron Watson here. It is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. Back here on the show again, Texas country artist Aaron Watson joining us here on this Friday, March the 3rd, 2023. And of course, we're just about a week out or so. Country Radio Seminar, March 13 to 15, the Omni Hotel, presented by our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas, Bangtail Whiskey, and our friends at Gentle Ben Spirits. A whole lineup of great people: Buddy Jewell, David Adam Burns, the band Exile, Shenandoah, T.G. Shepherd. All the greats are coming out there to hang with us here at the Backstage Pass. Hey, Aaron, I wanted to ask you about this one off the record, too, Unwanted Man. I thought Cheap Seats was good ring to it, no doubt, too, especially great song just to have fun with, and enjoy that one off the record from Unwanted Man. Give us a little backstory on Cheap Seats.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, maybe a little, I don't know, it's just kind of a song that's just kind of like my I don't know, business model, manifesto. I don't know. It's what we do. You know, it's a song just about, it's about the fans. That's why we do what we do. It's not about winning awards, and it's not about, you know, anything other than the fans. I mean, it's you take care of the fans, they take care of you. And I just wanted it to. It's kind of like it's an anthem for the fans, like a tip of the hat, so to say. And so that one's fun. We sing a little bit of that one every night, and just let them know we appreciate them. Those fans, from the front row to the back row, they need to know, that we're thankful for them. So.
Yeah, no doubt. And I tell you what I'm thankful for was one of the best country albums of all time that is still today. When it came out in 2015, I think I finished up the last couple of years of radio. But, man, I'm sure that Underdog record still today still gets comments, likes. People play the living you-know-what out of it. I mean, Freight Train, That Look, Getaway Truck, Blue Bonnets, of course. And my favorite off the record, That's Why God Loves Cowboys. Just talk about how much momentum, even before that you had successful records. But when Underdog came out, really puts you in another stratosphere out there too. And still today, I mean, people have to comment on that album.
Yeah. I felt like Texas music wasn't really getting its, I just didn't feel like Texas music was getting a fair shake, nationwide. I felt like there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of amazing artists. So many that I look up to. There's a lot of them that, I mean, gosh, they don't have the fan base, and I don't always understand it, because I'm like, that guy's way better than me, right? And the Underdog was a big record, I think, not just for me, but for like Texas music. It gave me a platform, to talk about my genre of music, like my fans, all the artists that I share a stage with, because all of a sudden I'm getting all these phone calls, all these interviews, Rolling Stone magazine, stuff like that. And because the Underdog album literally was the first independent album in the history of country music to chart #1 nationwide. So that was awesome. But it was also fun that I was able to be like, y'all, if you like me, you should check out all these other guys too. Because I believe in this, I believe in this genre of country music. And so that was fun. It was fun. And then the Vaquero record actually was twice as successful. And that was fun, and we had a top 10 hit, a couple top 40s, and all that jazz, and and then not long after that, then the pandemic hit, kind of messed everything up, but we're fixing, we put out projects along the way to keep the ball, keep things moving forward. But we've got some new projects coming out soon that we're gonna kick it up a couple of notches.
Yeah, I know with 2023, a lot of people say, like I said, new year, resolutions come out of it too. But I know, like you said, one album, you move on to the next one. 23, I mean, already off to a good start for you. And I'm sure there's just more. I mean, one thing I know about musicians, they never rest on their laurels. They always kick it into high gear for the next project to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm sure you guys, the writing has to be there. And I'm sure you can't wait to share this new kind of music. I guess you could say new music, new album, what have you, come up in 23 and 24, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We've finished a couple records, actually. I did an album that'll come out this next year, and it was my daughter's idea. It's called Cover Girl. And, she and I were talking about all these different girl singers, and because she loves music. And so I was exposing her, sharing with her all who I think some of the great female songwriters are. And so we had fun listening to, Patty Griffith, cool girl, you know, listening to, like, you know, from Cyndi Lauper to the Pretenders to, you know, of course, my daughter brings Taylor Swift into it, you know, which she's not wrong. I mean, that girl, I may not relate to what she's singing about, but she's talented, obviously, you know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear it too. That's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's a fun project. But then we've got our more like straightforward country music project we're working on too. We actually recorded another thing. We recorded an album that has been out of print for 20 years called Texas Cafe, and we'll be putting that one out soon too. So we got a lot of things in the works.
Looking forward to it. Hey, I want to go back to that Underdog record because one that really sticks with me today, and I mentioned the title there when I was going through the songs, but well, two of them actually. I'm gonna dive into a couple. Man, the Julia song, Bluebonnets. I mean, everybody you hear that, you just know, down home, great country song, true story. Speaking from the heart, another one. But again, I'm sure that never ever gets tired of singing that on stage.
No, it's just you know, when sometimes you write songs and it's just a story you make up, right? And you're just dreaming and scheming and being creative. And sometimes you write a song that's straight from your heart because of something that you've been through. And those are the ones that are timeless for an artist. So yeah, Bluebonnets, you know, I wrote it for our little girl, Julia, that we lost shortly after she was born. So, you know, that's one that, you know, it makes me happy to sing. So, and it's one of those songs too. It's always an honor to have, you know, people tell me that song has helped them in their grieving process. So,
hey, tell me about Freight Train, because I had to ask you, because man, I never could talk as fast as you do singing that song. I talk fast when I do these interviews, but how hard was that getting in the studio was that just one take to sing Freight Train when you guys put that out, or did that take a few?
I mean, I came up with this little, I came up with that little lick, and it's just like the first couple times. I mean, you know, I can sing it fast. You know, I'm gonna give them that old 2-4, 4 on the floor like the Malon boys on the day before. Got a pretty girls out there begging for more. Gotta give them all what they came in for. Doing my thing, singing my song, right on track. I'm chugging along. I'm here and gone like yesterday, rolling like an old freight train. That one at first, you know, it was hard to sing, but after you've sang it a couple hundred times, you can sing it in your sleep and maybe backwards. But that one never gets old. The fans love that one.
Yeah, I love that too. And I tell you what, just you had great guitar riffs and just great guitar solos and things that really come out of this. But the one that's why God loves cowboys, and the way you tied it in to just, like I said, a life story that most people can really resonate with, who, you know, are those blue collar workers and people that you know, grew up. I know that never gets old to sing that one too, and it's got to be fun up there because that's speaking to so many people who live that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, you know, it's when you've got a clientele, you that definitely comes into play when you're writing songs. You're thinking about the people who come to see you, and you know, that's just part of it. You know, you want to write music that relates to yourself, but also relates to the people that you're singing to, and that's why God loves cowboys. It hits them right in the old heart. So
dance around the dance floor, no doubt about it. Hey, back to that Vaquero record a little bit. Man, Texas Lullaby was a great fit to lead off that record. I thought it was a terrific song. Give us a little backstory of Texas Lullaby on that Vaquero record.
Oh, you know, it was after we had some success with the Underdog. You know, a lot of people were wondering if we were going to get away from our Texas roots. So I don't know. I thought it was a good idea to kick off the album with a song called Texas Lullaby. And, you know, it's just a song of true love, you know, and I like those kind of songs. You know, it's kind of some of those songs are, I think, inspired by you know, the songwriter Guy Clark, and just how he wrote a song. That's where I get a lot of that inspiration from.
I'm also loving I think the last time I talked to you, it's been a while, but 19, when y'all put out that very successful, another one that really hit home for a lot of fans, the Red Bandana record too at the same time. Love that one. And Kiss That Girl Goodbye. And I thought Old Friend were two of my favorites that, you know, were off that. Would love the whole record. I mean, I've probably spun it a few hundred times here and there, but Kiss That Girl Goodbye and Old Friend were just two I wanted to highlight from that Red Bandana record. And another just great collection of songs that you guys put out there.
Yeah, you know, it's just phases and stages. You know, it's like I'm always writing, and half the time I can't even. I write so many that I have to go back and re-listen to it and go, okay, oh, that's why I wrote that one, or that. You know, it's one of those deals. But yeah, those are just two fun, upbeat songs. You've got the live show's so important, and you've got to bring that energy every night. And so it's you don't want to put people to sleep. It's, you know, slow songs are fun. Our slow songs are good for some dancing and this and that, but we're here putting on a concert. I'm not a dance hall band. You know, we want the kids, we want them up there in the front going crazy. So momentum, tempo, that's the stuff you want.
No doubt too. Y'all had a great run, I thought, with the American Soul record. I love that one too, and especially one that really led off that album in a very good way for a lot of fans. I heard a lot of good people talk about it. Silverado, Saturday Night. Let's talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of falls right in with what we were saying about the two off Red Bandana. I mean, it's like, I mean, it sounds like sounds like I was listening to some Alan Jackson, you know. So, you know, that's a great guy to be ripping off, you know. So, but Silverado Saturday Night, there's a guy I'm friends with, Monty Criswell. We were writing songs, and he said, "What do you think about the title Silverado Saturday Night?" And I said, "I like it. Let's write it." And you know. And I think we play that one third or fourth on the show right now on the set list. So,
yeah, it's like I said, another great album, American Soul. Hey, I get asked all the time, you know, but I don't know the answer to this question. I think I do, but like I said, I've never ever will be a singer because I can't sing worth a crap. But I mean, I'll say this: people always ask me, so I like to ask the question here on the show. Man, you've had so many successful albums. We talked about how big the Underdog record is. Are there keys to just, I guess, longevity in this business? Because I've heard, you know, Nashville's a 10-year town. People go there to chase their dream, and it's always great seeing young artists, you know, step out there and really do their thing and find out who they want to be as an artist, what type of sound they want, and then of course go in there and know that the writing is important, the recording is important. What advice would you give, Aaron, to kind of the new young artists pursuing this dream?
Oh, you know, I tell them that Willie Nelson didn't really make it till he was in his 40s. So if you want it, then you need to get out there and you need to earn it. If it's what you want to do for a living, you know, take it serious. You know, get up there and put on a good show. And then afterwards, don't go backstage and party. Go out there to your merch booth and hang out with the people who are buying tickets and buying merch. You know, take pictures with them. Shake their hands. Give them hugs. You know. I mean, it's just called good business. If you went to a restaurant, you want to give people, you know, good service and good food, a good experience. So there's a lot of these kids today that they you know, I've got teenage boys and a teenage daughter, and they want it, and they want it right now. And so everybody's a singer these days because of TikTok and Instagram and all the, you know, social media. Everybody's a singer now. So it's a very competitive market, but, you know, hard work and hustle, you know, all these kids that really do love it. If that's what you want to do, then you just keep doing it. You know, you might not can out sprint someone, but you can eventually, you know, outrun them, you know, longevity, you know, be a long distance runner. And I don't know a lot about Nashville. You know, they change like the weather there, and it's a music business. So they're in the business of making money off music. So, you know, that's the same town that, you know, didn't think much about Willie and Waylon and all those guys back in the day. And they're what? They're the legends now, right?
They are. No
and
doubt.
So it's just like, I think Nashville's a great town. I enjoy going there. And I've got a lot of friends that are in the music industry. And but you don't leave your destiny in their hands, you know. You know, just because you don't get a record deal doesn't mean you aren't good enough. They can't say you aren't a singer, an artist. They don't get to say, they don't get that choice. They don't have that power over you. So if you want it, then go play, because there's opportunities. The opportunities are out there.
No doubt. And like I said, practice makes perfect. That's one of the old sayings they give us. We'll take a quick time out here. More with Aaron Watson. We'll come back, put the wraps on the show, do a little rapid fire, and who knows what questions will come out of this. Again, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, our friends at Honky Tonk Texas, Silsby, and, of course, Gentle Ben Spirits, all presenting sponsors of Country Radio Seminar, March 13 to 15. Nashville, Tennessee will be broadcasting live from the Omni Hotel. And like I said, you got to stick around to see who's going to join us for those 3 full days there. One final timeout, coming back more with Aaron Watson here. It is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again with Aaron Watson. Of course, tonight, Royce City, Texas at Southern Junction. Coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, Texas Birthday Bash in Navasota. And March the 10th, the Texas Live in Arlington. And, of course, the Rodeo Austin coming up March 11th in Austin, Texas. For more, check out AaronWatson.com. And, of course, if you have not heard Unwanted Man, you're behind. No doubt about it here on the Backstage Pass here. Hey, outside of music, I know that probably hunting and fishing are at the top, but is there another – as I kind of kick off rapid fire here, is there another hobby that some people may not know about that you enjoy doing outside of music?
Just anything with my kids, you know. I'm a unpaid Uber driver for them most of the time, but I like being at the ranch. I like being outside. You know, I think, you know, my number one hobby is writing songs, which is pretty convenient, you know, works out pretty well with my singing career. So, you know, I like doing things with the kids. So
I love that. And that's, I became a new dad there when I last talked to you, I guess, right there. My daughter's about to be 3 now. So it's you're right. It does go by fast, and it's a pretty cool feeling. Being a dad, one of the best things that you know when you sign up for, you know what you're going to get. No doubt about it. Hey, this is always fun to do. Last song you played on, I guess, the iPod stream, whatever, that I guess either was it country or was country. What was the last song you listened to?
God, I don't know, dude. Let me see.
Could even be an Aaron Watson song. Doesn't have to be.
It definitely wasn't that. Understand Your Man by Johnny Cash.
There you go. Keeping it.
Yeah. The second one was London Calling by The Clash. So
can't beat that. Love that too. Let me ask you this when it comes down to it. Favorite fruit? What is Aaron Watson like in the fruit category?
Fruit. I like all fruit. I like fruit. Give me the medley. Give me a good fruit medley.
Love that. Hey, you guys have traveled so many great places, played so many great venues out there, but is there a venue that you have not played in your career that you still want to step on that stage?
I don't know. I mean, I've gotten to play the Opry and the Ryman and the Houston Rodeo, and I've got to play so many wonderful places, right? I mean, it's I just don't think like that. I don't know. I don't have a bucket list of places to play. I think about the places that I'm playing, and I'm thankful for that. And honestly, some of the places that you would think would be the coolest, you play them, and you're like, that wasn't so great. And then you go play some place that looks like a complete hole in the wall, and it turns out to be the most fun you've ever had. So it's really not about the venue. It's about the people. So that's what I've learned.
That's the truth, no doubt, too. All right, last show you got to binge watch. I guess interrupted or uninterrupted when it comes to binge watching.
Did you say binge?
Yeah, like a binge watch. Yeah, kind of like you several episodes. And
crud, what's the it's whatever my daughter makes me watch. We watched some show called Lock and Key.
Okay.
I watched the whole dadgums. I watched all 5 seasons or 4 or 5 seasons. Then before that, I guess we watched Wednesday. Yeah. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So basically, whatever a 13-year-old girl watches, that's what I end up binge watching. So
whatever 13-year-old likes, you're gonna like too at the same time.
Whatever she likes, whatever. The boys don't get that kind of treatment.
Yeah, what the girls do.
Apparently, there's different rules for baby girl.
I'm a girl dad, so you spoke the truth.
You get it right.
I get it right there too. Sometimes you get tired of the because right now she's in a phase of like Coco this and Toy Story that, and I got to watch the same program 5 times again, and I got to see this one on my tablet, and I got to do this. So it's you're like,
it doesn't change.
It doesn't change, no doubt. Hey, I love the album, my friend. You guys are going to kill it tonight, this weekend, and of course the shows. Good to see you. And the Old Man Said is a single out there you guys can grab, and of course get the whole album out there. Unwanted Man across all the digital platforms. Aaron, keep up the success. Best of luck in 23. Happy, healthy family, of course. God bless you and the music, and keep it rocking, brother. We appreciate you spending some time with us, and as always, come on back anytime.
Hey, thanks, Brendan. God bless you, and don't let that baby girl wrap you too tight. Ask her to leave you just a little bit of breathing room.
I'm trying. The English is becoming gibberish now to English, so we're getting more sentences out, which is good.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Hey, it's good to see you, man. I appreciate you having me.
Always, brother. Best of luck with the new album. We'll see you guys next week on the Backstage Pass and, of course, Country Radio Seminar broadcasting live from Nashville, March 13 to 15. We'll see you guys next week on the show. Until then, take care.